Typically to clean out computer equipment, I've always used these cans of compressed gas. And anyone that's used these probably knows they're a complete pain. They lose pressure quite quickly, you can only use them in short bursts, the cans get freezing cold if you use them for too long, you can't turn them upside down or they sort of spray freezing liquid everywhere. And they're quite expensive as well. These Falcon ones cost about £7 each. Even a cheap one's about £5 each. And yeah, they're just not great. They're also compressed gas, not air, so they're not great in terms of being environmentally friendly. So this one ran out and I was like, I need to buy more, but I thought I'll see what else is out there rather than just buying more of these disposable cans and spending lots of money on them. And in doing that, I went on Amazon and came across this, which is the CompuCleaner compressed air duster. This costs about £40 on Amazon, which, while it does seem quite a bit at first, when you factor in that these cost about £40, no, these cost about £8 each, you know, when you replace enough of those, you can basically pay one of these off. So this is a mains powered electric hair duster. So as you can see here, here's the unit. It's quite a sort of nice thing, it's got a handle. It's very similar to things like the Metro Data Vac, which are sort of industry standard, very common units, but it's about half the price, which is why I went for this. So here's the box for it, I'll show you that first. And then you see there it says Amazon #1 bestseller, so it's probably only available on Amazon or whatever, but there you go, that's what it says on it. It says it's a 500 watt motor. I'm actually inclined to believe that because when I ran it and tested it, it pulled about 650 watts from the wall. So they're not lying about the motor, it does actually have a pretty high power motor in it. And yeah, it's a fairly generic looking thing, but it was half the price of the Data Vac, so I thought I may as well get that. They also supposedly have the Expert version, which has adjustable speed control. This is just the basic one. So we'll take a look at the thing. So here it is. It's fairly small, it's actually quite a neat wee unit. Got a handle on there, and then a power switch to just turn it on and off. And then it's just got this big long mains cable, which is actually 3 meters or 2.8 meters when I measured it. So that's a decent length, just with a normal UK plug on the end. So the long cable is actually really good as well, because you probably want to use things like this outside, so it's nice to be able to have a decent length of cable for it. On the bottom of the unit, we also find an air filter. This is designed to catch dust, stop dust being blown out of it. So it just sort of pulls out like that, and it's just a sort of quite thick bit of material, much like you'd find in a vacuum cleaner, and that'll catches quite a bit of dust. To clean this out, I literally just used this to blast it out, and it worked quite well. And there you can see the motor. So you just pull it out quite easily and just put it back. You just really stuff it in. It's not the most high-tech system ever, but yeah, that fits in there quite easily. And so yeah, there's a dust filter. Also in the box, you get a bag of various attachments. So take a look at these. So you get this nozzle, which is one I've been using. It's just it just makes the jet a bit more high pressure, just sort of compresses it a little bit. You then got this wider one, which supposedly spreads it out. This much finer one, which is for really fine stuff. This is a really high pressure jet. And it's then got this sort of straw attachment, which is designed so you can sort of get it into sort of harder to reach areas, and then this little brush thing that also attaches. These ones aren't particularly useful for me, I don't really have a need for them. I just tend to use a big one if I'm working on a PC, but it comes with them if you need them. It also includes this somewhat dodgy looking adapter for Europe, so you can connect to a socket in Europe. It doesn't have the proper shutters that a UK plug should have, so it's not the safest thing in the world. If you're buying this to actually use in Europe and it comes with the UK plug, I'd probably get a proper adapter or just actually cut the plug off and put a new one on. But it does come with that if you did need something. So we can plug it in to see it run, so over there. And then, yeah, so you turn it on. I'll put the attachment on it. So the attachments are quite easy to fit. You just basically slide it in there and turn it around and that locks on. And that's it running. It's probably quite loud, so you probably can't hear me over it, but it is really powerful. That's just how powerful it is. It blew the old can off the table. So yeah, it's actually pretty powerful. So what I'll do now is I'll cut to showing me cleaning my PC out. So the PC was pretty dusty, I hadn't cleaned it for ages, which is probably quite bad, but I just never got around to it. So I tried this out and it was very impressive, so you'll see that now. So now here we are with the PC, so let's give this a go. So here we can see the PC before I cleaned it with the CompuCleaner. As you can see, it's very dusty and pretty horrible really. And here we can see it after. So that was a very quick, only took about 30 seconds or so to clean it, and it made a huge difference. So as you saw there, this thing did an awesome job of cleaning that PC. The PC was extremely dusty, and actually just blasting that in there for the time you saw in the video cleaned out most of the dust, and it only took a tiny bit more time just to get into all the fans and into all the rest of the machine. So that was way quicker than using these cans, which would just take ages, because it's things like being able to turn this upside down and position it into awkward areas that are awesome, whereas with these you've got to be very careful, and I have sprayed freezing liquid over far too many motherboards to count with these things. So yeah, this is an absolutely awesome little thing. And sure, it was £40, but when you factor in the cost of replacing these constantly and the fact that this should last for a lot longer, like it'll last until it breaks basically, yeah, it seems like a fairly good investment. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe. You can also visit my website at camengray.me and follow me on Twitter at camengray1515. Thanks for watching.